Hello, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste. Welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. This is your very own spoken English trainer. This is your very own professional spoken English trainer from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. I am KMD Yunus. And I am from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon to every man, Jacob here. Good afternoon to all and sundry. Good afternoon to one and all you people out there. How are you people doing today? Come and join me in large number. I'm live again. Here I am in flush today. I have decided to go live again. Welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Well, here are a couple of questions, and I want you people to answer these simple questions of mine in order to get connected with me live today. Question number one: how are you people doing today? How are you people doing today? And the answer is, I'm doing pretty well today. I am doing pretty well today. And question number two: what's your name? That's question number two. What's your name? I want you people to answer this three simple question of mine. Question number one: how are you people doing today? Question number two: what's your name? And question number three: how old are you? Question number three: how old are you? I want you people to answer these three simple questions of mine and get connected with me so that we can have some sort of conversation in English for the next an hour. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. What are you people waiting for? Come and get connected with me by answering these three simple questions. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty well today. Question number two: what's your name? I am KMD Yunus. My name is KMD Yunus. And question number three: how old are you? How old are you? Question number three. Welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Come and get connected with me. Come on. What are you people waiting for? Don't be chicken. Don't be apprehensive. Don't panic. Come and join with me in large number. All you people out there, I'm waiting for you. I'm live today. And I am KMD Yunus. I'm spoken English trainer, a professional spoken English trainer, and I'm from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Here are three simple questions. Question number one: how are you people doing today? I'm doing pretty well today. Question number two: what's your name? What's your name? Remember, it's not what is your name. What is your name is written English correct, the way we write English. And the spoken English correct of what is your name is, what's your name? What's your name? What's your name? Please repeat after me. Please utter after me. Remember, the more you utter, the better. The more you practice, the better. Always remember one thing, that practice is a key to success. The more you practice, the more flexible your tongue becomes. The dexterity of your tongue improves tremendously. I want you people to practice. I want you people to utter after me. Remember, rule number one goes like this. I'm talking about rule number one. When you utter the same sentence, when you utter the same word, when you utter the same dialogue, when you utter the same question, again and again, you learn to say it by heart. Yes, you heard me correct. I'm talking about rule number one here. I don't want you people to utter questions dialogues, words, idioms, phrases, phrasal words, again and again, until you learn to say it by heart. Come on. Good afternoon to every man, Jack of you, my dear listeners, my dear viewers, my dear students. This is your very own KMD Yunus. I'm KMD Yunus from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. If you people wish to get connected with me, you need to answer these 3 simple questions of mine. Question number 1, how are you doing today? I'm doing very well today. Question number 2, what's your name? I want you to type your name. And question number 3, how old are you? I want you people to give my age. I want you people to give your age. Hello. Welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to men, check of you. Good afternoon to all in Sandra. Good afternoon to one and all. I'm KMD Yunus from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Come and join me in large number. Come on, I've decided to get a lot today. What are you people waiting for? Don't be chicken. Don't be scared or nervous or panic. Don't be apprehensive. Come and join me like today. In order to get connected with me, you need to answer 3 simple questions of mine. Question number 1, how are you people doing today? I'm doing pretty well today. Question number 2, what's your name? I wanted people to type your name. And question number 3, how old are you? How old are you? I am 20 years old. I am 25 years old. I am 30 years old. Okay. As far as my previous live session is concerned, remember talking about a couple of words. I remember talking about those 2 words. As far as my previous live session is concerned, remember talking about this word. I remember covering these 2 words. Audible. A-U-D-I-B-L-E, audible. What does audible mean? Well, audible means able to be heard. Yes, you heard me correct. That's the meaning of the word audible. What does audible mean? Audible means able to be heard. Now, if you look at the opposite word for audible, the opposite word for audible is inaudible. And what does inaudible mean? Inaudible means unable to be heard. Audible, able to be heard. Inaudible, unable to be heard. Is my voice audible? Is my voice inaudible? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. Remember covering these 2 words in my previous live session. Audible, inaudible. How do we spell the word audible? A-U-D-I-B-L-E. And how do we spell the word inaudible? I-N-A-U-D-I-B-L-E. I want you people not to get confused here. It's not horrible. Horrible is a totally different word. I'm not talking about horrible. I'm talking about audible. A-U-D-I-B-L-E, audible, inaudible. What does audible mean? Audible means able to be heard. What does inaudible mean? Inaudible means unable to be heard. For example, for instance, is my voice audible? Is my voice inaudible? And remember talking about the second word as well. Remember covering the second word as well in my previous live session. Visible. Visible. What does visible mean? Able to be seen. And what does invisible mean? Unable to be seen. Am I visible? Is something visible? Is nothing visible? I remember covering these two words in my previous live session. Audible, inaudible, visible, invisible. So all you people out there, what are you waiting for? Just get connected with me in large numbers so that we can have friendly conversation for the next an hour. In order to get connected with me, you people need to answer very simple questions of mine. Question number one, how are you people doing today? I'm doing pretty well today, thank you very much. Question number two, what's your name? Yes, you heard me correct. I wanted people to type your name. Question number three, how old are you? Question number four, is my voice audible? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. What does I'm afraid mean? I'm afraid means I'm sorry, so your voice is inaudible. Question number five, am I visible? Yes, sir, you're visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. In order to get connected with me live today, I want you people to answer the 5 questions of mine. Well, these 5 questions were very simple. Question number one, how are you people doing today? I am doing pretty well today. Question number two, what's your name? I wanted people to type your name. Question number three, how old are you? I am 20 years old, I'm 25 years old, I'm 20 plus, I'm 30 plus, I'm 40 plus. Question number four, is my voice audible? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. Question number five, am I visible? Yes, sir, you're visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. Well, remember talking about those two words as well in my previous live session. Remember talking about paternal and maternal. What does paternal mean? Paternal means that the word paternal refers, the word paternal talks about the relatives of your father. And what does maternal mean? Well, the word maternal refers or talks about the relatives of your mother. Paternal talks about the relatives of your father. Maternal talks about the relatives of your mother. Paternal grandfather. Well, I'm talking about your father's father. Paternal grandmother. I'm talking about your father's mother. Paternal uncle. I'm talking about your father's brother, because I'm using the word paternal before uncle. If I simply say grandfather, grandmother, or if I simply utter uncle or auntie, there would be a lot of confusion there. The confusion is, who am I talking about? Am I talking about my father's brother or my mother's brother? The confusion is, who am I talking about? Am I talking about my father's sister or mother's sister? Grandfather and grandmother. Who am I talking about here? There's a lot of confusion here. The confusion is, who am I talking about? Am I talking about my father's father or my mother's father? Am I talking about my father's mother or my mother's mother? These two words, they come to rescue. I wanted people to start using these two words henceforth. I want you people to start using them in your day-to-day conversation. So no more grandfather and no more grandmother. I want you people to be precise. I want you people to be specific. Henceforth, I want you people to make it very clear that you are talking about a father's father, but using paternal grandfather. I remember giving you a couple of examples in my live session yesterday. My paternal grandfather is 90 plus. My paternal grandfather is about 90 and he's Helen Hardy. My paternal grandfather is about 90 and he is in the pink. He is full of beans. My paternal grandfather is about 90 and he is Helen Hardy. My paternal grandfather is about 90 and works like a beaver. My paternal grandfather is about 90 and does his daily chores himself. Remember, I am talking about your father's father, paternal grandfather. Paternal grandmother, I'm talking about your father's mother. Maternal grandfather, I'm talking about your mother's father. Maternal grandmother, I'm talking about your father's mother's, I'm talking about your mother's mother. Paternal grandfather, maternal grandfather, paternal grandmother, maternal grandmother, paternal uncle, maternal uncle, paternal auntie, and maternal auntie. Well, remember covering these two words as well in my study session. I remember covering audible, inaudible, visible, invisible, and these two words, paternal and maternal. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon to recommend Jacob. You come and join me live. Today, I've decided to go live again. This is your very own KMD Units from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Come and join me live today. What are you people waiting for? I am talking about spoken English. I'm talking about, communication skills here. What does spoken English mean? Yes, here is a question. What does spoken English mean? Spoken English means speaking English fluently without hesitation. Yes, you heard me correct. So that's a definition for spoken English. What does spoken English mean? Spoken English means speaking English fluently without hesitation. Always remember one thing, that a good listener can become a good speaker. Are you a good listener? Are you all ears? Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? Are you all ears? ALLEARS. Answer this question of mine by typing the answer, yes sir, I am all ears. Come and join me, all you people out there. What are you people waiting for? I'm waiting for you. I'm live today. I'm live again. I'm back again. This is your very own KMD Unison Flash. Come and join me in large number. Come on, don't be chickens. Don't be scared. Don't panic. Come and join me and learn to speak grammatically correct English. Let's have a friendly confabulation. Let's have a friendly conversation for the next an hour. Well, it's Monday today. It's 24th of April, 2023. Now we talk about us today, it was Sunday, and it was 23rd of April. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon to every man check of you. I welcome you all to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Answer this 3 simple questions of mine. How are you doing today? Question number 1. Question number 2. What's your name? I want to be able to type your name. And question number 3. How old are you? Are you 10 years old? Are you 15 years old? Are you 20 years old? Are you 20 plus? Are you 25 years old? Are you 30 years old? How old are you? Well, as far as my study session is concerned, remember covering a couple of words in my study session. The words I covered are audible. What does audible mean? Audible means able to be heard. Inaudible. What does inaudible mean? Inaudible means unable to be heard. Visible. What does visible mean? Able to be seen. Invisible. What does invisible mean? Unable to be seen. Is my voice audible? All you people out there, answer the simple question of mine and get connected with me. Get connected with Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. What are you people waiting for? Don't be chickens. Come on, come and join me in large number. Is my voice audible? Answer this question of mine by typing, yes sir, your voice is audible. Remember, the correct spelling of the word audible is A-U-D-I-B-L-E. Is my voice audible? Yes, sir. Your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. Am I visible? Yes, sir, you are visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. Am I audible and visible? Am I audible and visible? I'm using two different words in the same question here rather than having two different questions. I decided to go with one single question. Am I visible and audible? Or it could be, am I audible and visible? Yes, sir, you are audible and visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are inaudible and invisible. I remember making a couple of statements in my Cities Live session about God Almighty related to the two words. God Almighty is invisible yet omnipresent. He's present everywhere. What exactly is the meaning of the word omnipresent? Remember telling you, I remember teaching you the meaning of this word in my Cities Live session. Omnipresent, O-M-N-I-P-R-E-S-E-N-D. Omnipresent. What does omnipresent mean? Well, omnipresent means present everywhere. Yes, you heard me correct. I am making a statement about the creator of this beautiful world. I'm talking about God Almighty, the creator himself, who created all of us, who created the mountains, who created the rivers, who created the Himalayas, who created birds, who created amphibians, who created human beings, who created you, who created me, who created all of us. And I'm making a statement about him. God Almighty is invisible yet omnipresent. Yes, you heard me correct. He's present everywhere. God Almighty is invisible. You can't see him. I can see him. That is omnipresent. He's present everywhere. Remember the meaning of the word omnipresent. What does omnipresent mean? Omnipresent means present everywhere. I remember making a statement about air. Air is invisible, yet omnipresent. Air is not visible, yet present everywhere. Omnipresent. I remember making a statement, the same statement about water. Water is invisible, yet omnipresent. Well, I'd like to talk about the third statement I'm making here about water. The first statement about water is invisible. And the first statement goes wrong here. Because water is visible. And the second statement about water is omnipresent. Well, I'm telling people the water is present everywhere. Are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? Water is omnipresent. Water is present everywhere? No! Water is not present everywhere. Water is not omnipresent. My third statement about water goes wrong here. Well, I have no objection with the first statement I'm making here. I have no objection with the second statement I'm making here. But I do have objection with the third statement here about water. The water is invisible yet omnipresent. The statement goes wrong here because water is visible and water is not omnipresent. Water is not present everywhere. I remember talking about India. I remember telling you people that India is a peninsula. Yes, you had me correct. It is a peninsula. A peninsula is a piece of land covered by water, three sides, and land one side. And if you look at the map of India, well, you find land on one side and water all three sides. So India is a peninsula. An island is a piece of land covered by water, all four sides. What exactly is the difference between a peninsula and an island? Peninsula is a piece of land covered by water, three sides, and land one side. An island is a piece of land covered by water, all four sides. So that's the difference between an island and a peninsula. It is not an island, it is a peninsula. I'd like to talk about Maldives. Maldives, a group of islands, a piece of land covered by water, all four sides. Hello, hello, hello. I'm KMD Yunus from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Welcome to my domain. Welcome to my channel. Movie to welcome you. I presume everything is tickety-boo and hunky-dory with you. How are you people doing today? Answer this very simple question of mine, all the people out there. How are you people doing today? I'm doing pretty well today. Question number 2, what's your name? I wanted people to type your name. Question number 3, how old are you? I want you people to give me your age. I'm 30 years old. I'm 25 years old. I'm 20 years old. I'm 35 years old. And the next question is my voice audible? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. Remember, the correct spelling of audible is A-U-D-I-B-L-E. Yes, sir, your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. I don't want you people to say, I'm afraid, sir, your voice is not audible. Well, you better go with inaudible, because inaudible is the opposite word for audible, and invisible is the opposite word for visible. Is my voice audible? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. Am I visible? Yes, sir, you are visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. Or you could simply say, I'm afraid, sir, you are inaudible and invisible. Yes, sir, you are visible and audible. I remember talking about a couple of other words in my live session, for example, paternal and maternal. The word paternal talks about the relatives of your father, and the word maternal talks about the relatives of your mother. Paternal grandfather, I am talking about your father's father. Paternal grandmother, I'm talking about your father's mother. Maternal grandfather, I'm talking about your mother's father. Maternal grandmother, I'm talking about your mother's mother. Come on, all you people out there. Good afternoon. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Come and join the large number. Good afternoon, Tim Rickman Jacob. You're welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. This is your very own. I am KMD Yunus. What KMD stands for, Kadi Muhammad in my appellation. My full appellation is Kadi Muhammad Yunus, and I am from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Come and join the large number of all you people out there so that we can have conversation in English for the next an hour. I'm live today. I'm live again. This is your very own KMD Yunus and Flash again. Come and join the large number of all you people out there. Come on. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you people doing today? Well, I'm talking about spoken English. What does spoken English mean? Spoken English means speaking English fluently without hesitation. A good listener can become a good speaker, but a good speaker can't be a good listener. Always remember one thing, that listening is primary and speaking is secondary. Practice is the key to success. I keep telling my students, I keep reiterating the same thing, that a good listener can become a good speaker. A good listener can become a good speaker. Yes, practice makes a man perfect. I keep telling my students, I keep rating my students that, success is not something, progress is not something that can be pulled out of a hat. It requires a lot of hard work. Yes, you had me correct. Progress is not something, success is not something that can be pulled out of a hat overnight. Progress is not something, success is not something that could be pulled out of a hat. It requires a lot of hard work. Hard work alone is my watchword to all my, hard work alone is my watchword for my counterparts, for my students, for my listeners out there. You need to work really very hard. So what does spoken English mean? Spoken English means speaking English fluently without hesitation. A good listener can become a good speaker, but a good speaker can be a good listener. Listening is primary and speaking is secondary. Yes, in my today's live session, I've decided to talk about a couple of idiomatic sentences. Here are the sentences. The first sentence I'd like to talk about today is dogs are barking. Yes, you heard me correct. I'd like to talk about this idiomatic sentence in my today's live session, dogs are barking. I wanted people to pay close attention to the word P-A-R-K-I-N-G, parking here. For your confirmation, it's not parking. Remember, R is quiescent here. R is silent here. R is in accent here. R is dull here. It's not parking. It's parking. It's not barking. It's bucking. I'm going to talk about this idiomatic sentence in my today's live session, dogs are barking. What does dogs are barking mean? Come on, all you people out there. What does dogs are barking mean? Let's talk about this idiomatic sentence, dogs are barking. And after that, I'm going to talk about another idiomatic sentence in my today's live session, and that is cup of tea. Yes, you heard me correct. I'm going to talk about dogs are barking. And idiomatic sentence number 2, cup of tea. What does dogs are barking mean? And what does cup of tea mean? What does dogs are barking mean? And what does cup of tea mean? Let's talk about them in detail. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. This is your very own. I'm KMD from Learn English with KMD, a platform way of learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Come and join me in live session today. Come and join me in large number. Come on, all you people out there. Don't be chickens. Don't be scared. Don't be nervous. Don't panic. Don't get apprehensive. Come and join me to learn to speak grammatically correct English. Well, you heard me correct. I'm going to talk about those two idiomatic sentences in my live session today. The first idiomatic sentence I'm going to talk about is dogs are barking. And the second idiomatic sentence I'm going to talk about is cup of tea. What does dogs are barking mean? And what does cup of tea mean? Let's talk about them in detail. What does dogs are barking mean? Well, remember, it's not barking. It's not B-A-R-K, bark. It's bark. His R is quiescent. R is silent. R is an accent. Please pronounce after me. Please repeat after me. Please utter after me. Dogs are barking. Well, it's not barking. Remember, R is silent here. R is quiescent here. Dogs are barking. Dogs are barking. Dogs are barking. What does dogs are barking mean? Well, dogs are barking means my legs are hurting. Yes, there you go. Dogs are barking. My legs are hurting. My legs are hurting. Dogs are barking. My legs are hurting terribly. My legs are hurting terribly. Dogs are barking. Well, let me tell you one thing. Dogs are barking. Well, this idiomatic sentence has got nothing to do with dogs. Well, I'm talking about my legs here. I'm talking about my legs here. And I'm telling you people that my legs are hurting terribly. Well, I can't walk anymore. For example, I can't walk anymore because my dogs are barking. I can't walk anymore because my legs are hurting. I can't walk anymore because my legs are hurting terribly. And if I want to sound more advanced, if I want to sound more sophisticated, if I want to sound more natural, I better use idiomatic sentences in my day-to-day English. I better use phrasal verbs in my day-to-day English. I better use advanced and sophisticated language in order to sound natural. Well, all you people out there say no to my legs are hurting henceforth and use my dogs are barking. What does my dogs are barking mean? My dogs are barking means my legs are hurting. My legs are hurting. I am talking about our legs here. Well, dogs are barking has got nothing to do with dogs who really barking. Well, we're not talking about dogs here. We're talking about their legs here. My legs are hurting. My dogs are barking. For example, I can't walk anymore. I can't walk anymore because my dogs are barking. She can't walk anymore because the dogs are barking. Are your dogs barking? Are your legs hurting? Yes, my dogs are barking. No, my dogs are not barking. Yes, my legs are hurting. No, my legs are not hurting. Come on, all the people out there, join me in large number. This is your very own KMD units from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. I want you people to get connected with me in large number. In order to get connected with me, you need to answer a very simple question of mine. How are you doing today? I'm doing very well today. Thank you very much. Question number 2, what's your name? My name is blah, blah, blah. Question number 3, how old are you? I am 10 years old, I'm 15 years old, I'm 30 years old, blah, blah, blah. Question number 4, is my voice audible? Able to be heard? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. Am I visible? Question number 5, am I visible? Yes, sir, you are visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. And I am talking about dogs are barking. Are your dogs barking? Yes, sir, my dogs are barking. No, sir, my dogs are not barking. Remember, dogs are barking means your legs are hurting. For example, I can't walk anymore because my dogs are barking. I can't walk anymore because my legs are hurting terribly. Let's talk about the second idiomatic sentence today, cup of tea. Cup of tea. What does cup of tea mean? Well, cup of tea means, well, as far as this idiomatic sentence, cup of tea is concerned, it's got multiple meanings. The first meaning it has got is your favorite activity. And the second meaning it has got is, nothing is impossible, you can achieve anything. Cup of tea. Cup of tea. The first meaning is your favorite activity. For example, cooking is my cup of tea. Cooking is my favorite activity. Playing cricket is my cup of tea. Cricket is my favorite activity. Watching cricket is my favorite activity. Watching cricket is my cup of tea. All the people out there answer the simple question of mine, what's your cup of tea? What is your cup of tea? What's your favorite activity? What's your cup of tea and what's your favorite activity? Are your dogs barking? And what's your cup of tea? Is playing cricket your cup of tea? Is watching cricket your cup of tea? What's your cup of tea? Frankly speaking, mathematics is not my cup of tea. Frankly speaking, maths is not my cup of tea. It's not my favorite subject. It's not my favorite activity. And if you ask me, frankly speaking, summer is not my cup of tea. Summer season is not my favorite season. Summer season is not my favorite activity. What's your cup of tea? What's your favorite activity? Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon to every magic of you, my dear students, my dear listeners. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. This is your very own KMD units from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Well, thank you guys. Thank you very much for joining me live today. Really appreciate it joining me. Thank you. Welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. I'm joined by Kaif Sheikh. Hello, Kaif. Answer the simple question, right? How are you doing today? I am doing pretty well. Please answer this question of mine, Kaif Sheikh. How are you doing today? And I want you to type your answer. I am doing pretty well today. I am doing pretty well. Doing fine, sir. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you joining today. I really appreciate your answer. I want you to answer another simple question of mine. What's your name? I want you to type your real name here. What's your name? What's your name? It's not what is your name. It's what's your name. Well, Kaif replies, sends me a message. How about you? Or what about you? Well, I'm doing fabulous. Thank you very much, Kaif. I'm doing pretty well. Thank you very much. I'm in the pink of my health. Thank you very much. I'm as fit as a fiddle. Thank you very much. I'm in fine fellow. Thank you very much. I'm in the pink of my health by the grace of God Almighty, Kaif. Thank you very much. I want you to answer another simple question of mine, Kaif. What's your name? I want you to type your name. What's your name? I want you to type your real name. I want you to type, your real name. What's your name? What's your name? Question number 2. How are you doing today, Kaif? Replied my answer, doing well, sir, doing fine, sir. And here is the next question to you, Kaif. What's your name? I want you to type your real name. What's your name? Please answer this question more in Kaif. What's your name? What's your name? My name is, so whatever it is. Hello. Good afternoon to a great man, Jake of you. All you people out there, I am KMD Yunus. And I'm from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. How are you people doing today? Come and join me in large number so that we can have friendly confabulation and conversation for the next an hour. I've decided to go live again. I'm from Learn English with KMD. How are you people doing today? I'm doing pretty well today. Well, in order to get connected with me, you need to answer this 3 simple questions of mine. Question number 1, how are you people doing today? Question number 2, what's your name? I want you people to type your real name. And question number 3, how old are you? How old are you? Thank you very much, Kaif Sheikh. I really appreciate it joining me live today. I really appreciate your answers. Thank you very much for joining me live today. How old are you, Kaif? How old are you? Well, remember, all the people out there, how old are you? There are 4 words. So that's how we write English. How old are you? Remember, that's written English track, because 4 words are visible here. And what exactly is the spoken English track of this question, right? So that's spoken English track. No gaps are visible. No individual words are visible. So the question is not how old are you. The question is how old are you? How old are you? How old are you? Or it could be how old are you? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? Let how flow into old, and let old flow into are, and let are flow into you. How old are you? It's not how old are you, because that's written English track the way we write English. I don't want you people to treat them as 4 individual words. I want you people to treat them as one single word, and as a chunk, as one single word, as a chunk. And the question is, how old are you? 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 Please repeat after me. A good listener can become a good speaker. All you people out there, are you listening to me? Are you all ears? Are you all ears? Are you listening to me? Yes, sir, we're all ears. Yes, sir, we are listening to you. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. And welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Thank you very much for joining me. Guys, shake. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? What's your name and how old are you? Is my voice audible? Is my voice audible? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. Am I visible? Yes, sir, you are visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. I remember talking about a couple of other words in my today's session. Remember covering a couple of words. The first word, remember, talking about is paternal. The word paternal talks about relatives of your father. Remember. No more grandfather and grandmother henceforth. No more grandfather and grandmother from now on. I wanted people to use paternal before grandfather to make things more clear. Paternal grandfather, I'm talking about your father's father here. Because the word paternal talks about relatives of your father, remember. Maternal grandfather, I'm talking about your mother's father. Because the word maternal refers or talks about the relatives of your mother. Paternal grandmother, I'm talking about your father's mother. Maternal grandmother, I'm talking about your mother's mother. Paternal uncle, I'm talking about your father's brother. Because the word paternal talks about relatives of your father. Paternal uncle, I'm talking about your father's brother. Maternal uncle, I'm talking about your mother's brother. Because the word maternal refers or talks about the relatives of your mother. Paternal auntie, I'm talking about your father's sister. Paternal auntie. Because the word paternal talks about the relatives of your father. Paternal auntie. Maternal auntie. I am talking about your mother's sister. Because the word maternal talks about the relatives of your mother. Hope the things are absolutely clear. Hope everything is transparent. Hope everything is clear. Remember, here is a golden mantra. Here is a golden rule. You gotta be a good listener. You gotta be a good listener. You gotta be a good listener. Yes, you heard me correct. You have to be a good listener in order to become a good speaker. If you are a good listener today, you become a good speaker tomorrow. If you're a bad listener today, you become a bad speaker tomorrow. If you are an average listener today, if you are a mediocre listener today, you become a mediocre or average speaker tomorrow. The ball is in your court. Yes, you heard me correct. Everything is in your hands. The ball is in your court. The more you practice, the more fluent you become in English language. I keep telling my students out there, I keep telling my students in my spoken English sessions, in my spoken English workshops, in my spoken English seminars that English is an international language spoken by millions and millions of people across the world, across the globe, and across the universe. I keep telling them that English is the lingua franca of the modern world. Yes, you heard me correct. What exactly is the meaning of this expression, lingua franca? Well, you must be wondering to figure out what exactly is the meaning of this expression, lingua franca. Lingua franca means commonly used language. English has become the lingua franca of modern world. English is becoming the lingua franca of modern world. Well, when you talk about India, Hindi is the lingua franca of India. Well, people in Andhra Pradesh communicate in Hindi, people in Maharashtra communicate in Hindi, people in Tamil Nadu try to communicate in Hindi, people in Kolkata try to communicate in Hindi, people in Kashmir try to communicate in Hindi, people in Kerala try to communicate in Hindi, because Hindi is the lingua franca of India. But I'm not talking about just Hindi here. I'm talking about the entire universe. I'm talking about the entire world. And English is lingua franca of modern world. English is becoming the lingua franca of modern world. All you people out there, mind it. What are you people waiting for? Come and join me in large number. Don't be chicken. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to every man, Jake of you. Welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. This is very own spoken English trainer, professional spoken English trainer. I'm back today. I'm live again. I'm in flesh again. Now, come and join the large number. We're talking about those idiomatic sentences today. I decided to cover these two idiomatic sentences in my live session today. The first idiomatic sentence, dogs are barking. Yes, you heard me correct. How do I want you people to pronounce the word barking? It's not barking. Remember, the R in the spelling of bark is quiescent, is silent. I don't want you people to produce the sound of R there, because it goes silent. It remains silent. It's quiescent. So it's not barking. It's not barking. It's bucking and parking. Dogs are barking. What does dogs are barking mean? Well, dogs are barking means my legs are hurting. Your legs are hurting. For example, I can't walk anymore because my dogs are barking. I can't walk anymore because my legs are hurting. Are your dogs barking? Are your legs hurting? Yes, my dogs are barking. No, my dogs are not barking. Come on, all you people out there, answer the simple question of mine and get connected with Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English made much easier. Yes, my dogs are barking. No, my dogs are not barking. Talking about the second idiomatic sentence, which I've decided to cover today in live session, is cup of tea. What does cup of tea mean? Cup of tea means your favorite activity. Well, it has got multiple other meanings as well, but today I'm going to concentrate on the first meaning of your favorite activity. Playing cricket is my cup of tea. Well, you don't have to sound, and you don't have to sound basic here. You don't have to sound, normal here. By sounding basic and by sounding normal, things start sounding monotonous. I want you people to try to, I want you people to use idiomatic sentences and phrasal verbs in your day-to-day English in order to sound more natural, advanced, and sophisticated. What's your favorite activity? No, I want you people to use this idiomatic sentence instead of favorite activity. What's your cup of tea? What's your cup of tea? Well, cup of tea. Am I talking about a tea here? Am I talking about drinking tea here? No, you got me wrong. I'm not talking about drinking tea here. I'm not talking about coffee here. I'm not talking about milk here. I am talking about your favorite activity. Yes, you heard me correct. So I'm talking about a favorite activity. What's your cup of tea? Come on, all the people out there, answer my question. What's your cup of tea? Remember, playing cricket is my cup of tea. Watching cricket is my cup of tea. Singing is my cup of tea. Dancing is my cup of tea. Reading is my cup of tea. As far as I'm concerned, teaching English is my cup of tea. Teaching spoken English is my cup of tea. Making videos and posting them on YouTube is my cup of tea. Teaching my students is my cup of tea. Teaching spoken English is my cup of tea. Now, if you pay close attention to all the examples here, I am using ing form of word. I'm going with ing form of word. It's not play cricket is my cup of tea. No, playing cricket is my cup of tea. What's your cup of tea? Come on, all you people out there, answer my question. Join me in large number. Come on. So today's live session, I've decided to cover the two idiomatic sentences, dogs are barking and cup of tea. What does dogs are barking mean? Dogs are barking means your legs are hurting. My legs are hurting. And what does cup of tea mean? Cup of tea means your favorite activity. What's your cup of tea? And, or your dog's barking. Remember, it's not barking, it is bucking, because R is quiescent here. Remember, it's not parking, it's pucking, because R is quiescent here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining me live today. Thanks a lot. Come and join the large number, all the people out there. What are you people waiting for? Learn English with KMD. Well, these are the things we've learned so far. The first thing is, how are you doing today? The questions were very simple. How are you doing today? And the answer is I'm doing pretty well. I am doing pretty well. Question number 2, what's your name? Or it could be what's your appellation? My name is KMD Eunice. I want you people to type the real name of yours. I want you people to type the real name of yours. And question number 3, how old are you? I am 25 years old, I'm 30 years old, I'm 35 years old, I'm 40 years old. I want you to type your age here. How old are you? Question number 4, is my voice audible? A-U-D-I-B-L-E. Yes, you heard me correct. What exactly is the meaning of the word audible? Able to be heard. Is my voice audible? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. Let's talk about the opposite word for audible. The opposite word for audible is inaudible. Is my voice audible? I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. The next question is, am I visible? Yes, sir, you are visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. Am I audible and visible? Yes, sir, you are audible and visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are inaudible and invisible. I remember talking about the word paternal and maternal. The word paternal talks about the relatives of your father, and the word maternal talks about relatives of your mother. I remember talking about a couple of idiomatic sentences here. The first idiomatic sentence, remember talking about is dogs are barking. What does dogs are barking mean? Well, dogs are barking means my legs are hurting. For example, I can't walk anymore because my dogs are barking. I can't walk anymore because my legs are hurting. Are your dogs barking? Yes, my dogs are barking. No, my dogs are not barking. Remember, this idiomatic sentence, dogs are barking, has got nothing to do with dogs, has got nothing to do with the barking. Well, we're talking about legs here. Cup of tea is the second idiomatic sentence. What does cup of tea mean? Well, cup of tea means your favorite activity. Yes, you heard me correct. Your favorite activity is your cup of tea. What's your cup of tea? Is playing cricket your cup of tea? Is watching cricket your cup of tea? Is singing your cup of tea? Is cooking your cup of tea? Is reading newspaper your cup of tea? What's your cup of tea? All you people out there, join me in large number and answer these simple questions of mine. What's your... Don't be scared, don't be nervous, don't panic. Don't get apprehensive. Come on, speak your mind out. Speak your heart open. Speak your mind and speak your heart open. I want you people to communicate with me to your heart's content. I want you people to communicate with me. I want you people to have a conversation with me to your heart's content. Come on, all you people wait out there. I'm waiting for your messages. Come and join me in large number. All you people out there, hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. I've decided to go live again today, and I'm going to be with you for the next 5 or 10 minutes. It's been more than an hour. Kai Sheikh, who answered a couple of questions of mine. Hello, sir, and how are you doing today? He answered, I'm doing fine, sir. And Kai Sheikh, what about you? I'm doing pretty well today. I really appreciate Kai Sheikh joining me live today, and I really appreciate your answers. So thank you very much. I'm joined by Aesthetic Me. Good afternoon to you too. Good afternoon to you too. Thank you very much for joining me live today. I really appreciate it joining today. How are you doing today? I want you to answer the simple question of mine. How are you doing today? And here is the answer. I am doing pretty well today. So that's the answer I want you to type. I am doing pretty well today. How are you doing today? Aesthetic Me. I am doing pretty well today. How are you doing today? Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you very much for joining live today. I really appreciate you joining me live, and I really appreciate your answers. Aesthetic Me. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to you, too. How are you doing today? Answer the simple question of mine. I am doing pretty well today. I am doing pretty well today. Thank you very much. I'm joined by Kai Sheikh, and I'm joined by acidic me. Good afternoon to you too. Welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. This is your very own spoken English trainer, KMD Yunus, from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Hello, hello, hello. How are you people doing today? How are you people doing today? Well, Taj Usman, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam, Taj Usman. Thank you very much for joining me live today. I really appreciate your joining today. I want you to answer the simple question of mine, Taj Usman. How are you doing today? The answer is, I am doing pretty well today. I want you people to answer this question of mine. I'm coming back to acidic me, and I'm coming back to Taj Usman. I want both of you to answer the simple question of mine. How are you doing today? Answer my question. I am doing pretty well today. I am doing pretty well today. Thank you, Usman, and thank you, acidic me. Good, well, sir. Okay, I got the reply from Taj Usman, who simply says, good, well, sir. Right, Taj Usman. I want you to answer another simple question of mine. What's your name? I want you to type your name. Yes, you heard me correct. I want you to type your name. My name is Taj Usman. I want you to type your real name. And I want you to type your full name. What's your name? What's your name? I'm coming back to Taj Usman, and I'm coming back to aesthetic me. Taj Usman replied my answer, I'm pretty well. That sounds fabulous. Thank you very much. Really appreciate your answers. I really appreciate it joining me live today. Answer the simple question of mine. What's your name? And I want you to type your real name. I am pretty well, Taj Usman. I'm coming back to you, and I am waiting reply from acidic me. How are you doing today? Acidic me, please answer the simple question of mine. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty well today. Taj Usman, here is the second question. What's your name? I want you to type your name, your real name. My name is, or I am dash, or this is dash. I want you to type your real name. What's your name? And how old are you, Usman? What's your name? Question number 2. And question number 3. How old are you? How old are you? Are you 18 years old, or are you 20 years old, or are you 25 years old? Do let me know your age and your real name, Taj Usman, and acidic me. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to every man, Jacob, you, all you people out there, join me in large number. Thank you very much. This is your very own KMD Yunus from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Thank you very much for joining me live today. I really appreciate your joining me today. Yes, Taj Usman, what's your name? I want you to type your real name. Come on. What are you waiting for? Don't be chicken. Type your real name. I am your full name. And question number 3, how old are you? How old are you? Are you 18 years old, or 19 years old, or 20 years old, or 25 years old? I want you to type your name and type your age. I'm going back to acidic me. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to you too. How are you doing today? I want you to reply this answer of this question of mine. How are you doing today? I am doing pretty well today. So welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. So the words we've covered today in live session are audible. A-U-D-I-B-L-E, audible. And what does audible mean? Audible means able to be heard. The opposite word for audible is inaudible. And what does inaudible mean? Inaudible means unable to be heard. And now remember, talking about visible. What does visible mean? Visible means able to be seen. Invisible, the opposite word for visible is invisible. And what does invisible mean? Unable to be seen. Well, I'm going back to Taj Usman with these 2 simple questions. Is my voice audible, Usman? Is my voice audible? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. Am I visible, Usman? Yes, sir, you are visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. Well, I remember talking about the word paternal and maternal. Remember, the word paternal talks about the relatives of your father. And the word maternal talks about the relatives of your mother. Paternal and maternal. Paternal talks about the relatives of your father, and maternal talks about the relatives of your mother. I'm going back to these two boys over here, Acidic Me and Taj Usman. How are you people doing today? They are doing pretty well. Taj Usman, answer this two simple question of mine. Is my voice audible? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. Am I visible? Yes, sir, you are visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. Well, if I talk about the first question, is my voice audible? It would be absolutely wrong in the part of type. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. No, I'm speaking at the top of my lungs. And I'm damn sure that I'm audible. And I'm damn sure that I'm visible. Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes, sir, you are visible. So this is what we have covered in today's live session. So I really appreciate all you people out there for joining me live today. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to convey my thanks to Kai Sheikh. I'd like to convey my thanks to Acidic Me and to Taj Usman as well. Thank you. Thank you all you people out there. With that, it's time for me to call it a day because it's been more than an hour since I've come live today. Thank you. Thank you very much, all the people out there, for joining me live today. I really appreciate it joining me. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. With that, it's time for me to call it a day. Have a great day.